fellow South Africans, I think it would be fair to acknowledge the fact that coalition politics are not new in South Africa. We pioneered this when we took over the city of Cape Town in what was a very tricky and a difficult coalition. But we had to make it work because it gave effect to political change, and it gave effect to the opportunity for South Africans to express their choice at the ballot box between this type of government or that type of government. And so, we then, with my colleagues who are here, subsequent to the 3rd of August results, took time to negotiate with all the respective parties. And I am glad to announce that, in fact, sitting here today, we've entered into an arrangement to form governments with the Congress of the People as represented by Ntate Therale Kota, with the African Christian Democratic Party. We've also entered into an agreement with the Freedom Front Plus. We've entered into an agreement with the United Democratic Movement. We've also come into a form of agreement with the IFP. And these agreements commit us to a number of things as expressed when we took up the opportunity. We wanted to put a framework agreement up front. Because this framework agreement commits the respective parties to a number of things that are key. Those are about how do you govern for the people of South Africa? How do you maintain the South African Constitution? How do you pursue, as I've allowed, the issue of non-racialism, free and fair elections? That in fact, there are some principles that we want to focus on service delivery for our people. It can't be, surely, in the South Africa that we live in today, that in Nelson Mandela Bay, there are South Africans who are still using buckets as systems. And that must be a clarion call that the people of this country want us to deliver for those who have been left behind and focus deliberately on how do we build a government for all South Africans. The question perhaps on some people's lips would be where happened to the EFF? We in good faith went out and negotiated with the EFF. I wanted us to be clear about who we are and clear about who they are. It is quite clear that we would never agree on ideological issues. Couldn't be. Never be able to do that. Because there are many positions that are so vastly different upon these two parties, and that's why democracy provides that both parties must exist. I welcome their offer that they have made today to say they will vote for us. It is an offer they made themselves, which means there is no agreement between us and the EFF. There is no coalition government in this instance, because we won't in any place then say you take that position and whatever. That is not the issue. Their issue is that as per their communication, they said they will vote for us. And I welcome that. It gives us a great opportunity for us to form governments in Tshwane, in Nelson Mandela Bay. And of course, our focus is on the other hung municipalities, how we then govern going forward.
If you want to remove a refuse from in front of somebody's house, you don't have to be a hardline socialist or a capitalist. So we have to understand that local government, we must depoliticize it, as well as make sure that decisions are taken through consensus and be non-partisan in your approach.
As we are here, we differ surely on a lot of issues, but we are responsible, we are willing to work together, and to emphasize not that where we differ, but there we are in common. And that's the way that coalitions normally work. Then surely it will work for the benefit of all South Africans, and that's the aim at the moment.
Now, gathered here, I can say without betting an eye, are opposition parties which are firmly committed to defending the constitution of our country, for ensuring that that framework which President Mandela signed on behalf of all of us at Sharpeville remains the guiding one how to take the country forward.
The ACDP has joined a multi-party government with 4 other parties sitting here alongside us in these cities to make a difference in our daily lives. Local government is where service delivery begins. Local government is where we can really change the daily lives of the majority of our people. And that's why the ACDP has joined in this multi-party agreement, because we believe that together we can do better than the ANC.